So I have a game of solitaire that I want to share with you today. Before we get started, I wanted to take a quick moment and review with you the structure of a deck of cards. A regular deck of playing cards, you can get them from the dollar store, you can get them from a game center, you can get them probably from Amazon, sometimes even in the grocery store. I like to get them. These actually are from Oklahoma when I was there about a year or so ago. When I travel kind of as a nice memento of my trip. So in every standard deck of cards, there are 52 cards. There are things called suits, which are the little shapes. So you have spades, you have diamonds, you have hearts, and you have clubs. So there's 2 that are black and 2 that are red. Each one has 13 cards. They go from 2 to 10. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then Jack, which is the J, and of course, I can't find one to show you. There we go. Jack, Queen, King, and then the A is Ace. And sometimes the Ace can be high and it comes after the King, and sometimes the Ace can be low and it acts kind of like a 1. We're not really going to worry about that for today. So you need a standard deck of cards. We're going to take the jokers out. So this is just the regular 52 deck of cards. Shuffle them up pretty good. Okay. Now, this was a game that I learned probably late elementary, early middle school. Every summer, we would drive out from New Jersey to my mom's hometown out in Ohio, and it was roughly like a 10 to 12-hour drive in the car. And if you've ever taken a long trip, you know it can get a little boring. So this is a game that my mom taught me to kind of keep me busy. You can play. It's actually, you only play it by yourself. You don't need anything except yourself and a deck of cards. Okay. And it's meant that, and I've actually learned over the years that I can actually hold everything in my hand. If you're not quite that skilled yet, or you are just aren't comfortable holding them, the cards that you take out, you can put down. So this is always, it actually doesn't have a name. I just call it like 4-card solitaire. So if you think of something snazzier, send me a message and you might get the privilege of naming my favorite childhood game. So you're always working on 4 cards. You hold them face down and you always pull from the back and you flip it over. Okay. So I'm going to pull. Right now I have 4. If ever you get, and you're going to look at the ends, if ever you get 2 of the same card next to each other, you're going to take them out. So I'm going to look at the end cards. If those are the same number or letter, if you happen to have Jack, Queen, King, Ace, you take the whole 4 off. If they are the same suit, the same picture, then you take the middle 2. And the goal is to get the entire pile out. Okay, I actually practiced earlier because I haven't played in a couple months, and I was able to do it. I think I've maybe only gotten completely out the whole deck maybe a handful of times in my entire life. So I was super excited to be like, oh, it actually does happen. So in this case, the top 4 cards, I can't do anything with it. So you hold these as it is, and you flip over another card. Now I'm only going to look at the 4 end cards. Okay, so I'm going from 9 of spades to 9 of diamonds. Remember that I said the end cards are what you're looking at. And if ever they're the same, you take off those 4 cards. So usually when I do it when I was playing in the car, I would like tuck them in my fingers behind so that I was holding a stack on top, and then I would kind of hold them underneath, or you can just set them down, whatever. So then they're not the same. Ooh, there's the same, so I can take those out. You're looking for same suit, which is the picture, or same number. Now, these are the ends, but remember you only ever deal in 2s and 4s. Groups of 2 and groups of 4. So this isn't going to do anything for me. Nothing there. So now I'm looking from a 7 to the king. Nothing. I'm looking from a 4 to the queen. Nothing. Jack to the queen. Nothing. But I got 2 here that are the same, so I can take those down. So then I go back to, I'm going to start with the 4, because that'll give me 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. Now these are both red, but they're different pictures, so I can't do anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, nothing. We'll go from the queen to the 2. Now these are the same suit, the same picture, so I can take out these middle 2 and then go back and check. That didn't do much for me. Okay. So now we go from king, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the same, so I can take them out. 1, 2, 3, 4. The jack and the 3 are the same picture. They're both clubs, so we'll take those out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are both clubs. Now I'm down to just 3 cards. So you can see how you just kind of keep going. I used to play it while I was watching TV. My aunts and my mom and my grandma would be sitting and chatting, and I was bored out of my mind because, you know, it was like 9 o'clock at night and I didn't want to go to bed yet. But it was too dark to play outside. Not doing real well here. Remember, I'm always going with the 4 cards. So this is 5 to 6 here. They're both diamonds, so I take those 2 out. We'll go back 10 to 6. It's good if you're ever on a long car trip, if you're ever on a plane, you don't really have a whole lot of room to move around on a plane. If you're waiting for your brother or sister at sports practice or dance lessons, or if you're just kind of bored. Your phone died, you're not allowed on your Xbox. Even though there's the sixes here, there's not enough in between. They have to be further apart. This king to 7, take those out. We'll go back, look at 4 here. I'm going to run through a whole deck with you to show you. And you'll get so frustrated because you'll get down to 2 cards. It happens to me all the time. And then when you finally get out, I promise you'll second guess yourself. It happens so rarely, at least it does for me and my cousin. It happens so rarely that you'll be like, did I do something wrong? Did I really just win? So each time you're looking at the last 4 cards. You can hide them a little bit better. Now this, it's tempting, but 1, 2, 3, 4, you're looking at 3 and 5. So that other 5 isn't going to do anything for me. All right, now, when I go to pull the next card, I have no more to bring out and flip over. So all of these cards are in my hand. You can actually take the last couple from here and bring them up front because look what happened. I got to take 4 cards away. Okay, it kind of reverses the order. And unfortunately, that's what I'm stuck with. So this particular round, I end up with 2, 4, 6, 8 cards left over, which isn't terrible. I've had way, way more. And then you just shuffle and you do it again. If you want to do that fancy shuffle, I cut them in about half. This takes lots of practice. You're going to do lots of pickup. Okay, so I hold it with my ring finger, or my middle and ring finger, or my thumbs, and you take your pointer fingers and you put them in the back, and that's what helps you bridge it or arch it. I can do this sideways. And you let a little go, and a little go, and a little. And with practice, you just fan them like that. Now, see how I got my thumbs right here? I'm going to arch it the other way and spring them back together. That's usually the one that they go all over the place. All right. So try this game. If you have any questions, there we go. If you have any questions, message me. If you come up with a snazzy name for it other than like 4-card solitaire, which is kind of a snore, I would love to hear your name suggestions. Maybe you will get the honor of naming my game. And I hope that you're well. I'll talk to you soon.